Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. You saw in the wide shot, Chef Masa over here is going to be making us some yummy sushi later on, we think. We're not quite sure, so stick around for that. And then with me right now, I have three individuals who are here to talk about the Voices of Tacoma. It's the fall launch and an event lineup. Please welcome back Burl Battersby. You know, I tell everybody you have one of my most favorite names I've run across because it sounds like a really good piece of coffee cake or something. I don't know, maybe it's the batter part that gets me thinking about this. You are the executive director of Voices of Tacoma. Welcome back.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
This man I have not seen. It's been at least 15 years since I've seen you. Mauricio Robalino, you are an artist and the illustrator of this. Oh my God.
I think so.
No, I know so. This is incredible.
That's what they tell me.
We're going to talk more about this.
Okay.
And then next to you is Render Gemis. Render, welcome. You are a poet and you are going to be reading or reciting some of your work out of this as well. Thank you so much for being here and sharing your gift. All right, so let's get into this, all right? So when I ask what you've been up to since I saw you last, the answer is dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
Lucy and Ricky, it's this.
Yes, yes.
So catch me up.
Okay, great. So when we last spoke, we had closed for submissions.
Right.
And at that point, we had our editorial board go through all of the submissions, all of the poems. So we selected the poems to be included, at which point then the design process began. And that was done with the editorial board's involvement as well as Mauricio. Mauricio was a part of that design part of it. And then we have published it. So that's catching you up to where we're at now.
And I have to tell you, I'm gonna go home tonight, and this is what I'll be taking to bed with me and falling asleep.
Yes.
Mauricio, your work and you is akin to Alfredo Arreguin. This is so beautiful. It's magnetic. So, Burl, what can you tell me about the poets who submitted their work? Maybe what surprised you about them?
Sure, great. Great question. So we had poets from all across Tacoma and across the country, and we were really fortunate to have representation from all demographic groups, which we really strive to do. And the outcome of that was that we had not only poet laureates from Tacoma, Bill Kapinski, Tammy Robacker, Jesse Emmons Turner, and Abby Murray, but we had first-time poets and poets that were of all ages and from all across the city of Tacoma.
This is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen it broken down like that. It's sobering.
Yeah.
It really is. Tell us about this.
And so this is where the poets who are in the greater Tacoma area live who submitted their work. And so you can see that we had a large number from the hilltop in the central Tacoma, which was great, 20 poets.
Yes.
The one thing I want to point out, though, is we missed some areas. There's in red some neighborhoods, zip codes that we didn't have submissions from. And then pointing out the east side, 98404, which is actually the largest in terms of population, the largest neighborhood within Tacoma, and we only had 2 submissions.
Interesting.
So although we had great number of submissions, the distribution is something that when we do this again, we'll be focused on.
That's right. And you just said it. When we do this again, it's like, you know what? Every year we get better and better. Mauricio, what is the story behind this artwork in the cover and also the illustrations?
Which story do you want to hear? Well, I'll tell you one story, or
Okay.
2 stories, or 3 stories.
How about one?
My voice, yes. I was very lucky to meet Burl many years ago, and his wife. And he liked my work, and I liked him.
Yes.
And so we became friends, and one day he happened to see this painting here. That's the cover, which you can actually see at the Tacoma Community College Gallery, opening
There it is.
my show tonight. It's one of my favorite paintings that I've ever done.
Oh.
And it was just perfect because we just looked at it and go, that's it. That's the book cover, okay? And then I was very lucky to have Burl borrow my sketchbooks, which I have like 300 of them.
I bet you do.
And because I love to draw.
Yes.
That's my favorite thing to do. It's always the seed to all my creations. And he borrowed the books, and with gloves, he went page to page
Look at that.
and marked the ones that he liked. And then we scanned them in, and he found the right poems, the right pages to put them in. You know, but that's how I do poetry.
I love
I
that.
don't use words. They're too difficult for me.
I
I'm
understand
prehistoric.
that.
I scratch on the walls of caves
Yes.
and stuff. And that's how I tell my stories because, yeah.
So Burl, what upcoming events can folks go to hear poets read their work? And then I'm going to talk with Render here.
Great. So we have on October 1st, The Crawl with Creative Colloquy. We'll be at the Rusty Goat. The next night is the first night of Tacoma Artsman Studio Tours.
Yes.
Kaleidoscope at Star Center. Our official launch is the 12th, the official launch at the library. We're at 3 library branches, South Tacoma, Mottet, as well as Fern Hill. And then the 17th is our official launch at the bookstore, which will be at King's Books.
Oh, gotta love that King's Books.
Yes.
Render, let's talk about this poem. I'm going to ask you something before you read it. What inspired this poem?
Well, it's about spring in Tacoma and how complicated it can feel. I was like falling in love and trying a lot of new things, but also experiencing grief, collective grief, and also like a personal loss. So I was trying to like hold all of those things at once.
Wow. I can feel the weight of that in this room. Go ahead and read your poem, please.
It's called April. I want to carry life upon my head like a basket of groceries in spring on the walk from the Safeway on M. Like the snow of cherry blossoms coming to rest on my locks after frolic, I want to carry life upon my head. I want to carry life upon my head and the faint gingery smell of my neighbor's magnolias in my nose. Like the wind lifts the fiery chant for freedom from every campus heart, I want to hoist life upon my very head. I want to carry life upon my head, like your scent on borrowed shirt, like your seashell on green altar cloth. Like the cloud-capped halo rests on Tacoma, mother of waters, I want to carry life upon my head.
Ooh, that is incredible. That leaves me with so many images, and there are so many things I can relate to. Oh my goodness, what a gift. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Last few minutes, last 30 seconds, because you only get 10 of them.
Yep.
What's next for Voices of Tacoma?
So we will be doing a making of the Voices of Tacoma.
Okay.
We're going to be releasing a coloring book of Mauricio's art.
Yay!
As well as future collaborations with Mauricio. And then, as was mentioned, Volume 2.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and you have t-shirts.
Yes.
I was just gonna say, did you get a t-shirt? And there it is. How do we get a t-shirt?
So the t-shirts are available on the website, and those will also be available at the events as well. And it's available at the libraries in addition to the bookstores. So you can check it out, Dewey Decimal 811.6.
You three are the holy trinity of my morning. Thank you
Thank you.
so very much. We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.